talking about?
Welcome to What They Talking About podcast. I'm your boy Jay. I got Cozy Lasquan and Jern. You are now tuned in to season 2, episode 15. Let's get it.
Season finale.
Man, today we joined by a guest.
An amazing guest.
Amazing guest.
I was gonna say, put some enthusiasm in your voice.
Yeah, you have to like get some some energy going.
Right, man. You just
Y'all know what the fuck going on.
Today we have Jae Skeese in the building. Ice Lane.
Peace. What's good? How y'all doing, man?
Can't complain, my brother.
Well, I feel great personally.
That's what's up.
And I feel great simply because I was excited for this day. And the only reason why I was excited is because I actually get to sit down and talk to one of my favorite artists of all time.
That's dope as hell, man. Thank you.
Seriously.
Appreciate that, bro.
That's a fact. Definitely a fact. I really appreciate you, pulling up so short notice.
Oh, of course, man. You know what I mean? Like, when we talked about it the other day, I'm like, shit. It's nothing, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm here. Fuck it.
Let's
You
do
know
it.
what I mean? Let's get to it.
Facts, most definitely. So, the topic that we wanted to discuss and felt that you could just give a lot of great insight on is talent versus hard work.
Mm.
When I think of you, I'm like, damn, he's a talented individual. He could spit, rap. This man's a crazy businessman with the merch, creative, artist, all of that.
But he also put the hard work in, though.
Yeah,
he did both.
Absolutely.
Both.
You know what I mean? And we just wanted to bring you in to end out the season that way.
Word. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because, you go so long with doing whatever it is that you do, you know what I mean? And you don't get, the recognition for it.
Facts.
Or I wouldn't even say don't get the recognition, but you just not where you envisioned yourself. You know what I mean? So for y'all to come together and tell me that, that's dope. Especially in the town, because Buffalo, it's hard as hell to get any love here. Period.
That's a fact.
So a lot of people, they won't give you that recognition. They'll see it. They'll watch your story. They'll like your shit. But they won't pop out to a show. They won't buy a sweater. They won't buy a hat. You know what I'm saying? So to even get that from y'all boys, I appreciate that. Word.
Nah, man, absolutely, man. You've been
Straight
putting
up.
in the work for a hell of a long time, man.
Y'all know what's coming.
I got a question.
Okay, what's up?
So the first time that I heard you was back in 2013. It was on Greight.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just absolutely amazing. But then after that, I think you put out one more visual.
Yeah.
And then music wasn't as accessible at that time as it is now. And so the next time that I heard you, it was 6 years. It was 7 years later on Selective Humility. And I was like, this is an instant classic. But what I really wanted to know was what was going on during that time, because I didn't hear you at all.
So I was actually still making music. So the project you're talking about is In Search of Symmetry.
Yeah.
That was 2013. I put it out in August of that year. And then after I did that joint, after I did that joint, I moved to Syracuse for 2.5 years. Dumbest decision of my life. I hated Syracuse. Didn't meet anybody good out there. Didn't really do anything good. Only good thing came out of that was my daughter Nas. In that time period. But I put out it was a mixtape. It was called 13.
Okay.
Which was on my Bandcamp, and I just at the time. So the reason why I even dipped and went to Syracuse was because I felt like I wasn't making the strides that I saw myself making. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned earlier. And so I felt like I needed to just change up the scenery, and I was trying to figure out, was music really even for me? You know what I mean? I went so long. I started rapping when I was 13 years old.
Right.
And how I went, I was doing all these different shows everywhere. I was putting out mixtapes, I was doing freestyles, I was doing all these different things, and it was I just wasn't seeing the progression that I thought I should have seen. You know what I mean? But in hindsight now, with everything I'm doing now, I wasn't even really putting in work. All I was doing was just recording shit and then just putting it out.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But did you know how to? We talk. Obviously, this episode, the main topic of this episode is hard work.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't seen during that time, especially around here, how to put in hard work to get to that next level.
Right.
So I mean, I think, just hearing about what you're saying, I think, even the work that you were putting in was was good. I mean, how much more could you do?
Yeah, I mean, and shout out to like Griselda, especially West, man. He kind of provided like a blueprint for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like a blueprint. It's not the blueprint. It's a blueprint to kind of follow. You know what I mean? Because at the time, like I'll say it like this: when I was 12, 13 years old, I remember first hearing like Jay-Z, or the better example was like G Unit. I remember hearing like Lloyd Banks, because he was like one of the people I always wanted to rap like. And my thought was, if I get as nice as Banks, then I'll get a deal. Yeah. And so my thought was, okay, I'm gonna just rap and rap and rap and rap and rap and practice and rap and rap and rap until I'm that nice. Yeah. And somebody eventually is just gonna hear me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's not really a blueprint to follow. Like, you have to, there's certain things that you kind of have to do, which I'm seeing now and I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see like the results. So I would say there was no blueprint for me to follow. So I was just doing what I thought was the correct thing to do in order for me to be successful in music.
So, sorry,
more so often you was using it. You utilizing your talent.
Yeah.
You sharpening your pen. You that's your gift.
Yeah.
So basically, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till the opportunity comes," but then it comes to a point of like, I'm not getting that recognition.
You mentioned Banks, and that was one of the things that I heard on Seek and Find. It was like Banks. You said Hove, and I forgot.
Yeah, I said Banks. I said, what did I say? Banks, Lou Jig, and talking about Lupe, Lou Jig and Nas. I idolized.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So initially, like, Banks was out when we were relatively young.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were able to grasp his music at that age and recognize his pen at that age is absolutely amazing.
Man, but you know what? It's just a testament to like what we grew up on, as opposed to like the I don't want to say the caliber, but just like the subject matter and how serious people take their craft these days. It was a totally different thing back then. That was the thing. You had to be nice if you were gonna be on.
Yeah.
And Banks, bruh, his punchlines to this day.
POK.
But back then,
POK.
It was like he was like a breath of fresh air, and that was always what was mad dope to me, because to be able to take those metaphors and similes and put shit together, that was what intrigued me, and that was what made me want to do what I do now.
You have it in there now.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Like, I can literally hear the influences from Banks and Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah.
All in one.
Too.
Yeah.
You said Lupe?
I said Lupe.
Yeah, Lupe is best lyricist ever, like, hands down. He's different. Word.
I think I got more. Obviously.
So we
I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, Nas influenced you so much that you had to name your daughter Nas.
For a fact.
That's awesome.
For a fact. You know what I mean?
That's
Nas is like just he's just one of them like legendary cats, man. Like, you know, you got him, you got the Black Thoughts, you know, the Jay-Z's, and you know what I mean? Them the dudes like it's not really a way to have a top 5 when you got people like them. Because it's like you can't go without mentioning them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, in music, I don't even like to really discuss music like that, like who my favorites and shit. I don't really have no favorites, because I go through different times where, like, even Big Crit, like, I just shouted out Big Crit on this song I just did. But, like, he was so influential to me in different points of my life because his story is so real. The shit he talked about is so real. At any point in time, I could say, yo, he's damn near my number one, like, favorite rapper. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of hip-hop and music. It's so much, it's diverse in terms of, like, what you can get just from hip-hop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just in this one genre. You know what I'm saying?
You one of the things that you mentioned just now was the fact that you thought that you needed to be at a certain caliber in order to be put on. And that's one of the biggest things that I respect about you, from that first song, Greight, that I heard until now. Timeless.
Word.
Like, it's consistent, it's progressive, but it's timeless. Like, I can still listen to that.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Like, and that's something that, like, my stepbrother Josh, that I grew up with, he knew that I always wanted to rap, and he was like one of the cats that had me in the studio after I had my first experience recording in the studio. When my producer, he up and moved to Atlanta, I was like 13 years old. He took all my music. I don't know if you heard the record I got with Love on her new tape, but I talk about it on there. But I was recording music with him my man Namdi, and he like up and moved like within a span of 2 months, and it's still records that I haven't heard since I was like 13. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And like, so my second experience in the studio was with my stepbrother. He knew I wanted to rap, and he would play like Stillmatic around this time. I was listening to like The Blueprint. I was still listening to Shine's first album. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he would tell me like, yo, you gotta like, if you're gonna do this music, like you gotta make timeless music so that people can always play it. You know what I'm saying? So that was like always my goal. And like back then, I was more so like trying to emulate styles. Like I was emulating like the Lloyd Banks and, you know, all these different cats as far as subject matter. So I was talking about shit that I wasn't doing, obviously. Like I was in the hood, but you know, I wasn't shooting at niggas or nothing like that. I was hustling a little bit, shit like that, when I was like 13, 14, just to get money and shit, but I wasn't doing nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? And when I was old enough to get a job, I got a job. And so, you know, like as time went on, you know what I mean, I got more and more in tune with myself and being more comfortable with being me on records, as opposed to just like talking about shit that I hear on records.
Right.
Which is why like even like now, big thing with Conway was, yo, I just want you to be you. I don't want you to like get on with me and start talking like me. That wasn't gonna happen anyway. But when he said it, he was like, yo, just continue to be you. You have full like creative control of your shit. That was like mad dope to me, because I didn't want to like get on these records and start talking about how I'm flipping packs and how I'm shooting guns at niggas and I got 1,000 bodies. That shit is whack to me, honestly. Like when niggas, I'm not saying like, you know, niggas ain't about that life. If that's what you about, that's what you about. That's cool. Do what you gotta do. But I like to be more like a positive influence, and I like to speak my truth. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's a million niggas out here, or I should say a million men out here that can like, we have the same story. You know what I'm saying? We all black men in America. So like, if we don't have the same story, we have similarities in our stories that like people can relate to.
Your story goes farther than just the city limits of Buffalo.
Yeah, that's
like everybody can relate to, like you saying that. And before we move forward, I really wanted to touch on how you stated like timeless music. And my personal favorites from you are, I have a few. Lights On is one of my personal favorites because in the video, Weez is in it. And you know, once everything happened, you know, I went back and I watched that video probably 100 times. Yeah. Over and over again. Like, I really appreciate you for having, you know, he's gonna be there regardless, you know what I mean? And it's like I could go back and watch that. Yeah, nah, and, for a fact. Even on Exhibit Skeese, he going crazy like he normally would. Yeah. And it's just fire. It's like, wow, I could go back and listen to that. Even when y'all had your own podcast, I go back and listen to y'all boys, and it's timeless.
Nah, that's a fact, man. Like, shout out to Weez, because he was just like always there. Like from my first, like, I'm talking about my first couple lines on notebook paper. I'm talking about 12, 11 years old. I'm writing and shit, taking that shit to school, and like spitting that shit for him. He like, yo, you nice. Taking me over on Bev Road, and I'm battling what's the nigga named Martin and shit. That's how I met my man Dons. You know what I mean? So that nigga was just always like just there, and just always like amping my shit, telling me I'm the dopest. It was a lot of times where I wanted to stop rapping, and he like, nah, bro, like you too nice. Right.
Like, I was just about to ask you about that, because you recently just said with Westside gave you the blueprint. Right, and that led you to figuring out how you can put.
I would say Griselda as a whole, but like West he's a great example.
Yeah. So now that you have that and you know how to put in the hard work, when was the moment that you felt like you knew you had the talent? You know.
I mean, I feel like I always knew I had the talent. It was just I didn't know how to like market it, or like how to get it to enough people where I would have an audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess that kind of like moment of clarity came, I think, like after, it was like Subjective Humility. Like once that came out and I kind of saw the reaction to like No Congratulations and Whole World and shit like that, it just kind of like, it was like a refresher, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. And then even, actually, you know what, even before that, I would say even before that, when I did the reintroduction of Jae Skeese, when Esco put that out, because at the time I wasn't really even fucking with music for real. I was out in Syracuse. I just had my daughter. It was just me and her mom out there taking care of the baby. And I was working like 2 jobs. I was working one job, like my main job, and I was working another job overnight, trying to like pay for daycare and shit, because she was in school. And so like I was mad as hell because I couldn't even create nothing at the time because I was working so hard. And Biz, he hit me like, yo, I'm about to do this project. And he was always telling me like, yo, you got to come back to Buffalo, because like this is when that anti-venue shit was popping off. And, you know, now that crowd like that you see in Buffalo now, that was when it was like starting to emerge, you know, like that artsy crowd. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Truey and Sean and like all them niggas that had a hand in that. But yeah, like he hit me like, yo, I just want you to do like, just go off on this beat. So I pen some shit, go crazy, and then when that shit came out, motherfuckers like, yo, who the fuck is this Skeese dude? And they like not knowing, because this was 2016. They not knowing like, bro, I've been putting in work since 2009, 2010, like for real. But I was gone. But to answer your question, like, yeah, it was like around that time, like, nah, shit, I still got it. Hold up, like, I might still be able to like get busy. It's not over yet. And then around the same time too, this was when Griselda was, you know, starting to pop off a little bit. So I'm looking like, shit, these niggas older than me and they getting theirs. Shit, I could get mine still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's beautiful, especially because you know, you think about the age factor. Like, what it was a line I think Game said, you 36 and you still rapping, like, but now it's like, you know, that doesn't matter anymore.
No, it don't matter, because everybody got something to say, man. Everybody got a story, and it's like a crowd for everybody, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's a crowd for everybody. Like, any artist can speak to anybody. And like you see these rock bands and shit, you know, them niggas tour till they 75, 80 years old.
Right.
Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I'm saying?
Kids.
Kids.
For real.
Guns N' Roses, like all these niggas, like, you know what I mean? Like they get it
is
in.
making that cool.
Yeah,
like, he's
Jigga.
not touring, but he's still.
Yeah, he's still relevant. He's still relevant.
He still got his hand in the plate, some.
Yeah,
he definitely still do.
But it was like for a long time, like all you could really be is like the newest hottest thing, and then you know you have your time and then you fizzle out. Right. You know what I mean?
Hip hop the only genre that you feel like had like an expiration date.
Yeah.
They literally thought it had an expiration date. People didn't believe in that shit when it first was going out, and it's like one of the newest genres out. So it's not nobody. Jay-Z is trailblazing, like literally. Yeah. Like
I think the problem was the subject matter.
That's exactly. I was just about to say that, bro. That's exactly the problem, because you know you hear, you know, lyrics about drugs and guns and you know, fucking hoes and this, that, and the third, and it's like, you know, you get to a certain age and that shit don't resonate no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the 18-year-old me wants to hear that, because that's all I'm thinking about. My first mixtape was called Women, Alcohol, Cash, and Kicks. I don't even drink no more. You know what I'm saying?
Whack.
So, you know, you get to my age, I'm 32 now. It's like, what do I want to hear about now? I want to hear about elevating. I want to hear about, you know, fashion. I want to hear about cars. I want to hear about reaching goals, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, raising my daughter. Like, that's the type of shit. Like, I listen to Nas' daughters all the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, as opposed to, like, you know, and don't get me wrong, I listen to a little bit of everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you get older and it's just like, yo, I don't really want to hear that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Your priorities change.
Exactly.
One of the things that you said, you make music that, well, the reason why I love your music, the reason why I love your sound is because you made music that resonates with us. Right. You know, like, obviously we grew up in the hood, but we're not selling drugs.
Yeah, not street dudes.
We're not shooting guns. I ain't no bitch, but
you
know,
nah, for real.
That thing too.
That's 100.
That's just 100. What it is. But that brings me to the second song on the album. No bricks, no airs, no Remy's. I thought that was like an amazing concept. Yeah, that really hit home for me because it just took me back to childhood.
It should have. Like,
at 19.
I think when niggas play 21, I don't think they say that shit anywhere but here in Buffalo.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I said. First,
you know
no bricks, no air. Listen, none of that.
Niggas don't say that shit anywhere else. So, you know, I try to, like, and again, shout out to Wes. He does a great job of incorporating like Buffalo culture and making it relevant, like in his music and like in his track titles. And
I'm about to say track titles.
He brings that shit to the world. And like, I ain't gonna lie, like, when I was coming up in this music shit, I always wanted to be the first person so that I could like do that shit.
Do that type of stuff.
So now it's kind of like I'm looking at it like, okay, what didn't Wes say? What didn't Conway say? What didn't Benny bring up? What can I bring up? You know what I mean? So I appreciate that, man. That's one of my favorite joints. You know what I mean? Shout out to Get Large. He's out in France. He actually produced that joint.
So in my opinion, I think that you and Conway are like together up there with like Styles P and freaking Jadakiss.
Yeah.
Like you guys sound so amazing on the track together because like it's like similar, but I can tell the difference. But it's just so beautiful.
Man, thank you, bro. Thank you. I love man. Shout out to Conway first and foremost. That's like big bro now. You know what I mean? But it's funny like working with him now because I was a fan first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I always thought it was mad dope. Like niggas from the East Side. You know what I mean? I was seeing his rise and listening to his music. Like I was listening to all his shit before the whole Drumwork thing was even a thing. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's just like being in the studio with somebody like him who's like considered a legend. Like that nigga got murals all over the world, people tattooing his face. You know what I'm saying?
I was in Dubai. I have a picture.
You got a picture right up there.
Dubai.
Yeah, I believe it.
It was someone with it's over 100 degrees in Dubai. It's someone with the Conway hockey jersey on.
Yeah.
Some jeans and some Balenciagas. I'm like, you're tripping.
That's crazy.
It's everywhere.
And then I
They
was
gonna die for
just
that
in
fashion,
Mexico.
bro.
I was just in Mexico and I seen a Buffalo Kids hat at the place that I was staying. Like somebody
That's
had a Buffalo,
fire.
like everywhere I go.
See, and it's no different than like, and it seems like you travel, but even before Griselda, like, anywhere you go, you would always meet somebody from Buffalo or see somebody from, or you would see a Buffalo Bills hat or a Buffalo Bills jersey somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Like, you know what I mean? We just needed that one spark.
For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying? It's dope as hell to see it.
No, it's crazy. We'll bring up one more thing. Like I was on the bus in Mexico. Next thing you know, all I hear is, "Hey, hey!" Come on, because it was our game. It was a night game, and I was like, "Oh shit,
that's fire! That's fire! Yeah, that's definitely fire."
Since we talking about like the fashion and everything, I want to talk about your brand.
I was about to say that was where I was going next, man.
Yeah,
Jay got some originals on now.
Yeah. Nah, this is you talking about this?
Nah, the brown eye,
yeah. Hell yeah. Nah, y'all got the OGs on, man. You know what I'm saying? That was when I first started with the whole BNBLYC thing.
Kind of like, give our viewers like the rundown on it. Like I know what it means and everything, but kind of like just break it down for them.
Yeah, so it's called, my brand is called Brown Out Black Live Your Creed, or BNBLYC. That's the acronym. So I started it in 2016 at my kitchen table. I was like going back and forth with my daughter's mother, and I needed like a creative outlet because like I said, back then I wasn't really able to make music because I was out in Syracuse. And so like I said, I was going back and forth with my daughter's mother, and I'm like, yo, I need to do something. And I was sitting there and I had this idea. I'm like, yo, brown not black. You know what I'm saying? I had been thinking about this since I was like 7. Like, yo, when I look down at my hands, like I'm brown, I'm not black. So why do people call me black? I never understood it. And I was like, I wonder how people would react to it if they just saw brown not black on the back of a jacket, because it's a real general statement. It's nothing over the top. It's not saying black people or fuck white people or you know what I'm saying, brown is better than white or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying brown not black. How would people react to it? So it started off as like almost like an experiment. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to see like how people would react to it. And so I went to Michael's, I went to Macy's, and I got this Calvin Klein jacket, and shit, I bought some bullshit paint from Michael's. I didn't even know what I was doing for real. And I painted it on the back of the jacket, just brown not black, nothing on the sleeves. I said, I'm gonna wear it to work tomorrow. I was working at Destiny Mall at the time. Destiny Mall, you see mad people in and out of there. It's like one of the biggest malls in America. I said, shit, it's gonna be enough people in this joint tomorrow on a Saturday. Shit, somebody gonna say something if I got something.
Facts.
I said, if 5 people say something, then I might have something, like, you know what I mean, to catch people's attention. I wear that joint to work, and I think by the end of the day, I think it was like 14 different people said something to me.
Word.
I'm like, damn. I wore the same joint. I think I wore it to where was I at? I went to the hospital, and it was this older, like 70-year-old white lady. She pulled up on me and she was like, yo, I just want to know what your jacket mean. And, you know, everywhere I was wearing it, I was like, you know, getting those type of reactions from people, and it was dope. So I said, okay, you know, I might have something. And then I was working on the flight jackets, and I wanted to put something else on the jackets, and I was like trying to think. And my man Jared Shaw, he had sent me a quote, or it was a poem actually. And the name of the poem was Live Your Creed. It was by Langston Hughes.
Yeah.
And what he's saying in the poem is like, you should be judged by your actions and not what you say. You know what I'm saying? And like that's something that my mom used to always tell me. And I said, yo, live your creed. And then I did like the little thought cloud up above it. And so, you know, however you feel about yourself, if you feel like you're a king, or, you know, whatever you feel like, you know what I mean? Like you live that creed. You know what I mean? I always thought like that would be dope, as opposed to like putting like stop snitching on a shirt or something like that, like something to empower people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I love like graffiti and shit too, and I love like colors. I got an eye for colors. Like it took a long time for me to like realize it, but I have a real good eye for color. And so I put it all together, like brown out black, live your creed. And then, you know, on the other sleeves, as I continue to evolve my style, I started doing the BNBLYC on the left sleeve, and then, you know, the live your creed and the thought cloud, and then, you know, the big brown out black on the back, and then it says circa 1989, and that's because I mean I've been brown and not black since 1989. So
Thanks.
That's like the kind of idea behind it. And man, it's just evolved into, you know, the t-shirts. You see the hats that I do. I got jackets still. Last year I was doing like the flannels. I don't know if y'all seen them joints, but I was doing those. Those was ringing off. This year I haven't been as active with it because I've been so busy with music. And everything that I was doing was all hand painted. So it was all pretty much one of one, except for like some of the t-shirts. I'm gonna get back into it as I continue to, you know, figure out scheduling and time to actually do it. But you know, and shout out to my man Casey too. He's actually my partner in the whole BNBLYC thing now. And also outside of that, I do art as well,
Yep,
like on canvas.
Go into that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's again tied into, you know, it all started with the jean jackets. You know what I mean? And I just from there just kept, you know, evolving and elevating and, you know, just turning it into something bigger and bigger. You know, like you start doing one thing. It's almost like playing football. You know what I mean? You start out, you know, you might be in the backyard with your dad, you know, you catching the football or whatever. Then you start learning plays, and then you start, you know what I mean? You might go try out for a team, and then you actually nice. Then you know, you might be second string. You work your way up to first string. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like I kind of did, because, you know, it took a lot for me to even start putting out BNBLYC, like to where, you know, I made it a thing, like where people were aware of it, because for the longest time I was just a rapper. Yeah. And I didn't want to seem like, oh, okay, all of a sudden now, oh, you rap and now you paint.
That's crazy. That's how I feel about doing the podcast.
You know, because that's how people think. At least here in Buffalo, like some people they'll fuck with it, but like I feel like in Buffalo it's like, nah, you doing too much. And so I didn't want to like just come out the woodwork and like say fuck it, but that's what I did. I said fuck it. Started doing the clothing, and then last year, you know, during the pandemic when I was just locked in the house, I said, you know what? Let me try it. Let me see what I could do on canvas.
Yep, going crazy.
Did my first couple art shows and sold some paintings. I'm like, okay, shit, I might have something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and I love this shit. You know what I mean? Like I love being creative in different aspects. You know what I mean? So,
like,
you know.
even to the point of, you know, you're a part of Art Dealer, and y'all even have the collaboration with the UB Arts Collaboratory.
Yeah.
Like I seen like you post everything on Instagram. It's like you in meetings with them, and it's like, yo, you be reaching out to the community, the artist community, and it's like collaborating with them is just only providing exposure.
Yeah, I mean it's so dope that like I got the opportunity to like work hand in hand with UB. Shout out to Brownwin. She's the one that kind of bridged that gap, because for the longest time, like when we were coming up, like first class and everything, we never understood why, you know, there would be the spring fest and the fall fest concerts and everything, and we would never be able to go and perform. But part of the problem was like Buff State UB, they never connected with the inner city. So, you know, when they would have those acts, you know, the Jeezys and the J. Coles and all those people who would come out, they didn't know who to bring from the city. So Brown said, okay, you know what? I'm going to come in and I'm going to bridge that gap between UB and the inner city, like the people that are doing art here in Buffalo, because there is an art scene here. So it's really dope to work alongside them. You know, we did the mural, we did the thing at BCAT. Man, just a bunch of different things. We did the thing this year with Grandmaster Flash. Shout out to the legend. It was great to meet him. Man, and we just can continue to just work together, man. You know what I'm saying, and make things happen. You know what I mean?
I seen your photo up on Main and Goodell.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. So we did the photo shoot while we were working on the mural downtown. And yeah, man, like they did. I didn't know that they were gonna be putting the photos up, but it was actually really, really dope. I actually just sold some artwork to UB, so they're gonna have an exhibit. I think they're supposed to purchase another piece of art over at the Albright as well from that same time span. Us making the doing the mural over at Performing Arts. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Like, you've been involved in so much. You're more than just, like we were saying before, you're more than just a rapper.
Yeah. Nah, it's kind of crazy because it's like all the stuff that I do, it's like people see it, but I feel like people don't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all see like actually what I'm doing? And I don't give myself ever enough credit because I'm not where I see myself. You know what I mean? But it's like, bro, like we kind of doing things that nobody else has done in Buffalo ever.
Facts.
Me personally as well. So, you know, I appreciate you bringing that up for real, because that shows that, you know, you paying attention.
Yeah, bro. Man, it's there, man, and it's dope. It's dope content, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not no street dude. I'm a cool dude. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I first met you, this movie got nice kicks, cool, laid back demeanor. I'm like, man, I could be that guy. You know what I mean? I'm cool like that. I think I'm
walking into
cool.
work, chopping up at Villa
You know
like
what
it's
I
a
mean?
regular day at work.
Yeah,
You know,
you know what I mean? And you knew all my cousins and everything. I'm like, yo, this dude cool, man. Like, and it's just crazy to see like the progression, and it's cool, man. It's like, yo, one of your lyrics is my bio, and that been my bio forever. You know what I mean? Like that ain't just changed. That been probably before Subjective Humility. For real. Like, and that's just how I feel. Like, man, from Buffalo, baby, east side of the lake, man. You know what I mean? Like,
it's actually crazy because back in like 2013, I was with Jay and he was playing one of your tapes and we was riding in the car and I was like, yo, this shit is hard, bro. Who is this? And then he was like, this my man's. He worked with me at Villa. So we drove up there and we came to get one of the tapes that you had. They was all gone already.
Oh, shit, okay.
But it was like, damn.
In Search of
but
Symmetry.
to see that, because I remember when he told me, I think it was right around when you came back to Buffalo and you was getting back on the music and everything like that. And he was telling me, he was like, yo, you remember from when we went to Villa to go get the tape? This him. And I'm like, yeah, oh shit. And
That's
then
crazy.
it's like to see all of this now, it's like, it's really crazy.
Yeah, I feel like, man, everything just kind of came full circle, man. And like, the only reason why I'm in this position right now is because of everything I did in the past.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, me and Biz talk about it all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dropping God Body the other day. Like, we had a full conversation. Like, damn, like, you know, we did this shit for Weez. And it's like, it's crazy to kind of be in this spot now. Like, you know, I recorded In Search of Symmetry in my closet. You know what I'm saying? I was doing all my own engineering and all that shit. I recorded that shit on a computer that my girlfriend at the time bought for me, and she used to always tell me she was gonna come get it every time she got mad at me. You know what I'm saying? I bought the mic with my income tax shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, we really put in the work for this shit. Like, we really grinded for this shit, and you know, it's beautiful to see it come, you know, 360 or 180, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Like, going from this direction, now we going this direction.
Facts.
You feel me? Like, I love this shit.
Where's your faith lie?
What is it?
Where's your faith lie?
Your faith.
Oh, my faith lie? What do you mean?
Do you believe in God?
Oh yeah. Listen, it's funny that you asked that, because I wasn't real close with God for a long time, because I always felt like a lot of things that happened to me when I was younger, I didn't understand why God was doing these things. Like, I lost my dad when I was 10 years old. A lot of shit tied in with that. You feel me? My dad was addicted to drugs. You know what I mean? My family never really had a relationship with any family outside of, like, my grandmother, my other grandmother, and my mom, and, like, one of my aunties. 2 of my aunties, really. And I just always kind of felt like an outcast or, like, left out. And I'm like, damn, like, why, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way I grew up poor as hell. You know what I mean? Mad times, like, you'll hear it on my album where I'm talking about, like, you know what I mean? Come home from school, I didn't have electricity or didn't have heat, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, real shit. You know what I mean? So, like, I never really understood that shit. But then I look at it like this, like, it's always a silver lining. You know what I'm saying? You just, like, when you go through shit, it'd be hard to understand, like, the reasons why God does certain stuff. Yeah. Like, even with, you know, losing Weez, losing my dad and all that. You know what I mean? I look at it like, shit, if I wouldn't have lost my dad when I was as young as I was, I wouldn't even be, like, a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like right now I'm doing exactly what God is intending for me to do. You know what I mean? Put me in position to do certain shit. Everything that we do, like, we doing God's work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're literally just vessels. Even when you feel like, yeah, I put in the work to do that, nah, like, God is working through you. Right. You feel me? So, like, man, I pray every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's certain stuff that in this last, like, year and a half, it just don't make, it's like the only thing that could have happened was God. Right. Like, I'll give you this example. So I've been sober for 2 years plus now.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations for sure, man.
Appreciate that. So I stopped drinking December 8th, 2019. And so when I first got with Conway, his assistant hit me up and told me to go to New York. Didn't know why we was going, didn't know what we was going to be doing. He was just like, yo, pull up on us, gave me an address. I hit Love the Genius up. I said, yo, we out. So we dipped. Me, her, and Byron, Seeing Sounds, we dipped. And we get to the spot, whatever. We in this crazy ass studio up in Manhattan. And this shit, I'm talking about, it's got one of the most Def's plaques in there, the Black on Both Sides. It's a Cardi B plaque in there. It's a Shrek 2 plaque in there. Like, they recorded part of the soundtrack in there. Like, I'm looking around like, yo, I never been in a studio like this before, ever. Right. So same day, like, we walk in, you know what I'm saying? We walk into the studio. Conway's in there, fucking 330 on his neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, stupid chains on. He's listening to, like, some Hitmaker beats. And I'm just sitting there like, yo, because I ain't never been in the studio with Conway before. So this is taking me there. Like, I'm took. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm taking there. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm just bugging. And, you know, I'm just listening. So he comes back out. He's like, yo, if y'all wouldn't have came, like, you know, that would have told me everything I needed to know. You know what I'm saying? So we sitting there. We just listening, just, you know. And so he turns around. He's like, yo, y'all got something y'all want to do? And of course you don't say no. Right. No. You know what I'm saying?
It's not an opportunity you pass up right there.
You gotta make that on the spot right then and there.
If I ain't got none, I got something. Don't worry, bro.
I'm gonna make it work out.
So I said, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm about to. You know, I got some shit. Yeah, I start writing and shit. I think I recorded 3 songs. Love recorded like 3 songs this same day. Me and her recorded a song. So then this same day, B-Dot pulled up. Maul, K-Slay, Chic, Smoke Dizza, Johnny Shipes, Hovain. Oh man, it was crazy. All in this first day.
Real.
I'm talking about this first day.
Straight from Buffalo.
Straight from Buffalo to New York.
Nah, hip hop walked through the door. That's tough.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
No lie.
That's beautiful.
No lie. And then he's like, yo. Yeah, so he plays his album. Yo, Skeese, that shit you did earlier, yo, play that shit in front of all these niggas. I'm like, damn.
You gonna do that right there on the spot, just like first you tell me to lay something down. Now you gonna play. All right, cool.
Did you sweat? Did you sweat?
Huh?
Did you?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
So
Did you feel
I'm getting to my
nervous
point.
at all?
I'm getting to my point. Yeah, I was, bro. I would have died. I almost died. My point is though, you know, it was good because I laid down. I'm gonna play y'all some shit before I leave, but you know, I laid down some of my illest shit ever. You know what I mean? Like my first single from the album, I laid down, and it's illest shit ever. You know what I mean? But I say that to say, like, God put me in that position. I stopped drinking 9 months prior to this, and I know me. If I would have still been drinking when I first got there and seen everything that was going on, I would have started drinking. And I probably wouldn't have made none of those songs that I made. I probably would have just been sitting there looking like an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And God put me in that position, you feel me? So when I realized that, I said, nah, this ain't shit but God. I started drinking when I was 15 years old, never stopped.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that wasn't nothing but God. You feel me?
One thing before we move on, you mentioned Jared. Jared is a cousin of mine as well, and I had never lost anybody that I've known since birth until that happened. And so every time I hear you and Esco, just like Jalen said, every time I hear you guys, and just and then also obviously OJ, and like how positive you guys sound, it brings me comfort, because I still struggle with that to this day.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, and you're not the only one, bro. Like, I lied to you not. Like just being on tour. Like, Weez was coming with me on tour.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like, he was coming to do my merch and just to, you know what I mean, see me do my thing. You know what I mean? I still have my days, bro, where I cry all day, and I haven't cried before this year. I can't remember the last time I cried. I was probably 12 years old. You feel me? But like, the thing that gives me solace is like, yo, I'm living my dream and what Weez always knew I was gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that gets me through a lot of these days, bro. It's like, cause that was like really my right hand man, bro. Like, blood couldn't have made us no closer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's tough, but it's like, you know, the impression that he left on not just me, not just OJ, not just like my whole friend group, and then not just even those people, everybody that knew Weez.
Anybody he came in contact with.
Anybody came in contact with. In 20 years, I met Weez when I was 11 years old. In 20 years, it was never a time where I've ever heard someone say that they didn't like Weez. In 20 years. Mind you, I lived with this nigga. I went to school with this nigga. I got him a job at my job a couple times. Never once.
Yeah.
That's just a testament to the person that he was. You know what I mean? And I feel like we got to continue that. That's a legacy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta carry that out. You know what I mean? And as tough as it is, like, shit, he lived the way that he lived, and he left us with that.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so, like, it's never gonna be a time where I'm not gonna, like, shout my bro out. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if I'm on Jimmy Fallon.
Word, straight up.
Everything for Weez for us up.
Love.
You feel me?
That's definitely love. I find comfort in, you know, and you guys carrying on with everything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Just speaking to you right now, it brings me comfort. You know what I mean?
Word.
Like I was saying before, like in the music and the videos, and he's involved in all of those. I can watch those and see him in his element. You know what I mean? There's nothing like being with your boys, being with your bros. Like same thing like we have here. Like somebody could come back, look at this 20 years from now, and it may help them. You know what I mean? So it's like we put it out there. Cool.
That's a
it's
fact.
there. It's there to give knowledge. That's most important. That's what we want to do with the platform. For real.
Yeah, nah, and man, salute to y'all boys for this too, because this is dope. This is dope for real.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie. So I had the idea personally of, you know, making a podcast, like, I want to say a year before you guys had came out with your podcast. And so when I had seen y'all podcast, I was like,
God damn it.
I was trying to be first. I'm trying to be number one.
Yeah.
But you know, when we finally decided that we were gonna put ours out, it was just like, obviously, like it would be times where we would have the same conversations, but there will also be times where, like, we talk about relationships a lot, and then you guys would go off and talk about a lot of political things, and sports and stuff like that, and that's something that we didn't get into. But yeah, I was a little.
Nah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I remember Weez was telling me, y'all boys had a joint, and I never really got a chance to tune in, cause like, I think when y'all started Jaws, is when I started like kind of merging into like the music shit a lot. So I never got a chance to really check it out, but like, you know, again, like, I'm glad that y'all boys have y'all platform, and I'm gonna definitely be tuned in now. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. You know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all boys even having me on this joint for real, because, like, this is love. I love having conversations like this. Like, I was telling Jay, like, yo, if we gonna talk, like, boys gotta kind of, like, know a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you gotta know everything, but you gotta know something. Yeah. Because I do a lot of interviews, man. I think I've done probably 30, 40 interviews this year. And a lot of the time, it's always the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, who's your influences? Where'd you grow up? How old are, like, bro, I don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, they do not watch the last interview.
Right,
they asked me all that. They do not watch the last one.
For y'all boys to have, you know,
So
knowledge
in
and
the
real
fear
questions
of
is fire.
sounding stupid,
What's new, my friend?
No. It's all good.
What's new?
I wanted to ask Revolver Ocelot. That's a Metal Gear Solid reference, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure if that's what that was. Cause
Yeah.
when I first heard it,
all the skits on there from Metal Gear.
yeah, I know. Because
Gear.
when I was listening to it, I was like, when I first heard it, I'm like, that's Metal Gear Solid, gotta be. And then when the first song and it plays in the track to it, I was like, oh,
that was my
that's
shit.
tough.
Like, growing up, like, I had the first one and all that, like 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, all that. I just used to love that shit, and I remember playing the first one, and I think Revolver Ocelot was like, it was early in the game. I don't know if it was, I can't remember. Nah, it was before the Sniper Wolf nigga. And I remember when the nigga said his name, Revolver Ocelot, I said, yo, that's hard. What the fuck do that even mean?
Right,
like, that shit is raw. You know what I mean? And I always said, like, shit, that's gonna be one of my AKAs. I was like 12 years old. But I was like, yeah, that's gonna be one of my AKAs, like, you know what I mean, when I do this rap shit. And it's funny because it was some cat. He said he had people leaving comments, I think, on my shit. I seen it, and he was like, yeah, like, you know, the Skeese still the idea from this dude. I don't even know what his name is. I'm
I seen that. Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
seen
bro,
that.
I'm only gonna address it once, but it ain't no way. I've been talking about this Metal Gear Solid shit since 2018 on records, but I've been fucking with this idea since I was like 12 years old.
Yeah, I remember you putting that out there. I remember seeing that.
You're putting a cover art on that joint, dope. It's like,
Man,
Yeah.
thank you.
Merch.
Thank you. Yeah, I got some more shit. I got some more shit coming soon.
Facts.
Your vocabulary is extensive.
Mm.
And one of my friends' vocabulary is extensive too. And you know, he wants to be a rapper. And it's like, I just really don't understand why he doesn't take that step to make it happen, because he's actually one of the dopest that I've heard as well.
Mm.
And you know, I really would love for you to say something to him to help him take that step. Just some words.
I mean, you gotta like, you could do it, but it's no like,
Never back out now.
halfway. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't go halfway with this shit. Like, if you gonna do it, you gotta like really do this shit. But if you nice with words, like, you already got an upper advantage on a lot of these niggas, because these niggas can't rap.
Seriously.
got a whole
So
segment on the podcast called Word of the Day, where he give it
Come up every word.
every day.
that's fire.
All the
Yeah,
time.
shit, I mean, and you know, if you love it, shit, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give it a shot, bro. You
That's
know
not
what I
gonna
mean?
lie. I know you gave him some, like, a slimmer of hope when you was like, there was that one mixtape that you recorded in the closet.
Yeah.
He literally,
I did, all my shit before Subjective Humility, I recorded myself. So I'm talking about Whack, Negative Nothing, the Light Gray tape, Isos, all them freestyles and shit. 13, Frank Reich, which is actually the shit that's only on SoundCloud. All that shit, I recorded that shit myself in the closet, and it sound decent. I did it myself.
You heard that right? In the closet
Facts.
himself.
At the
That's like
crib.
8 projects
At the
right
crib.
there at the crib.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying.
I wanted to ask you, you know, just going along with the hard work thing. You just got off a tour, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how was that?
It was an experience. I'll say that. It was an experience. It was it wasn't what 90% of people think it is.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask, is it what it seems like from
Nah.
videos and all that?
In my experience, it wasn't that at all, because I'm just coming up in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting because everywhere I went, it didn't matter if I was in Minnesota, it didn't matter if I was in New York, it didn't matter if I was in Atlanta, California, Virginia. it didn't matter where we was at. People knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't know my face, but because I worked my own merch table, artists don't do that.
Yeah.
But again, because Weez was coming with me, and he, you know, unfortunately passed away. My man Potts was supposed to come with me. Potts ended up breaking his foot, so I was out there dolo. So I'm working my merch table, and I'm telling people, you know, people walking up, you know, they looking at what I got on the table, because everybody said I had the best looking, like, shirts with the revolver shit on there and all that. They like, yo, who is this? Like, what is this? Oh, yeah, it's me, man. I'm Jae Skeese. I was on Blood Roses, da-da-da. Oh, shit, that was you?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah, let me get 2 of them T-shirts. Let me get your CD, da-da-da. So it was like everybody knew, like, my name, but didn't know, like, my face. So it was really good that I was actually working the merch table, because it was almost like, because Conway in every city, he had a meet and greet. People know Conway. I mean, he's a legend. You know what I'm saying? But it was almost like I had my own personal meet and greet with everybody that would come to the merch table. So that gave me the upper hand on, like, because everybody that was on the tour wasn't doing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They saw that I was doing it, but they just, for whatever reason, they wasn't doing the same thing I was doing. Whatever worked for them, fine. But that's what worked for me.
Right.
Feel me? It's not, at least for me, it wasn't groupies every night. And then, I mean, it's Griselda, so you know who their fans are.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's not a lot of women at the shows. It might have been 500 people at a show. You might have seen 5 females. So it wasn't a whole bunch of groupies. It wasn't a whole bunch of chilling. I'm talking about, because a lot of the cities, I was catching Ubers from wherever we were staying at to a venue, because I wanted to be there early so that I could get a good spot for my merch. So I'm not on the Sprinter or however everybody else is getting there. I'm getting there early. So, you know, especially on the West Coast, because I was traveling alone. I was catching flights and shit. You know, I booked my own travel and all that. So I was like catching a flight, not even getting settled, really, grabbing something quick to eat, go to the hotel, change, throw on whatever I'm about to wear. You know what I'm saying? Grab my merch, dash to the venue, set my shit up, talk to people for 3.5 hours, run in the back 15 minutes before our set starts, try and get my shit together, go out, perform. And I was like hyping Conway pretty much his whole set. And then get back off stage, go back to the merch table, grab the last couple people that want to come over to the merch table before they leave, pack up my merch, jump in the Uber, go back to the hotel, sleep, wake up, get on the flight and go.
Do it again.
Do it again.
That shit crazy.
It's a job, man.
It was literally a job.
job.
It was literally a job, but it paid so many dividends now, because now I got like, yo, nah, I met Skeese when he was in Virginia. Yo, that nigga cool as hell. He signed my hat. He signed my shoes. Man, I bought a T-shirt. I bought his new mixtape, and that shit fire. Man, I fuck with that nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you can't buy that shit nowhere.
Them day one fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's other day one fans, but these is day one fans now that I'm with, you know, with Drumwork. Yeah. They're like, yeah, I was there, and I was there before he was even, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's gonna pay dividends. Like, y'all gonna see, like, next year this time, it's gonna look totally different.
Quan be like, he had me stacking boxes.
Crazy thing is, I probably worked with Skeese like 2 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like 2 times.
Yeah, it was a couple times, because I was over at Thruway.
Yeah, he was at Thruway.
University.
Then he went to Syracuse. When he came back, we had managers. We lost one, so Skeese took their place. But it was never like that. In my opinion, he's always been a cool dude. We always chopped it up, worked well together. So
what it was with me, and this is the same way I am, you know what I'm saying, with the music and shit. It's a job to be done. We gonna get this shit done.
Facts.
That was how it always was at Villa. That's how it always is with the music. You know what I mean? If it's a job that gotta get done, we gonna get through this motherfucker.
best believe if he had me stacking boxes, I'd have been back. That motherfucker had me stacking boxes. Now he making
I was
music
doing
and
it
shit.
too.
He was though. He'd be back there helping. Like, nah, we gonna knock this out real quick before we leave.
Skeese the coolest manager I ever had, man.
Yeah.
Don't tell that lie. No offense, Skeese, but don't tell that lie, Jay. Don't act like I ain't
you
sitting
became
right
my manager, bro.
Don't act like I ain't sitting right here, bro.
Until you became my manager, bro. You know what I mean? But damn, thank you, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you for everything, man. Thank you for all your insight, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, tour definitely is a job, for sure.
Yeah, but nah, like, I mean, it was a beautiful thing, and man, again, shout out to Conway. You know what I mean, for even giving me the opportunity. You know, that nigga, he does a lot of shit that he doesn't have to do in a lot of situations, man. Like, not even just like from like a Conway Cares standpoint, but just from like, you know, I seen that nigga do shit for people that you wouldn't even think. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a dude, that's a genuine dude. And when you run into genuine people, like, you gotta kind of keep them close.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are not genuine. You feel me? Like, a lot of people are opportunists, and I've dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? Even in this last like year, and I'm not nowhere near where I know I'm gonna be. But that's a good dude, man, for real.
Before we wrap things up, I think one of my final questions. I don't know. I might have another one.
Yeah, no, that's all good. I'm answering them.
How did that happen?
How was Chaining Day?
Chaining Day. That shit was dope. So basically, I mean, niggas know. You know what I mean? Like, I've been putting in work for a long time. Me and Conway, like, he did a show in 2016. It was on Halloween, actually. It was with Prodigy. Who came through? Prodigy, Mayhem Loren came through, a few other cats, and he asked me if I wanted to open up, just because like he knew my name from just like being in the town and shit. You know what I mean? Shit, you know, me putting in work. I'm like, bet, let's get it. And I think from there, like, he just was always like kind of tapped in with me, but we never talked like ever. And he would just keep an eye on what was going on as he was, you know, starting to ascend and do his thing. And then we opened up for the what was it, the tour where they on the bike and shit. I forget what the name of that tour is. It was him and West. They on the bike and shit. It was like one of their first tours.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they did a show at the waiting room, and we opened up for that. Shut that shit down. And then so basically last year he had the idea for like Drumwork. He got next. Shout out my man Chad. He got next to Chad. You know, they came up with the whole Drumwork thing, and this is like 2 days after I you know, resigned from Villa or from DTLR, and nigga just hit me up like, yo, on Facebook too. Yo, I'm starting up this label. You know, I know you one of the dopest in the town. You know, I always fucked with you. What you like? What's your situation? What you got going on? I'm like, bro, I just quit my job. Like, what you talking about? let's get it.
I ain't got nothing else to do with my time right now. I just quit.
Like, what you want to do? Shit. And I'm thinking he just wanted to do, you know, when he hit me up initially, I'm thinking he just wanted to do a song. And nah, he's like, yo, I want to fuck with you, like, as far as the music shit. And then I didn't hear from him again for like another 3 months. So that whole time is when I was making Asphalt Calligraphy.
Okay.
Working.
Yeah, I was working because I'm like, shit, like, Weez was asking me and Juice and all them, yo, so what's going on? Because I told them about it. I'm like, shit, if I don't hear from him, I still got to figure out something.
That's
so,
right, either way it goes.
Shit, I still got to do my thing. And so finally he reached back out. It was the night when From King to a God came out.
Okay.
And he told me to pull up to his crib, and, you know, he was just having like a celebration and shit. Pulled up, listened to it, was blown away by that joint. It's kind of crazy now too, because I'm on a deluxe. So it's like hearing that shit with him, and I'm like, yo, this shit is insane. And then to be on the deluxe,
yeah,
that speaks volumes to
blew my mind.
The type of character that he has.
Yeah,
because it's the night of my album release. Like,
yeah, nah. He had mad heads over. You know what I mean? It was just like he wanted boys to be there. So, you know, I pulled up. I think I had like a bag of gifts for him. I had some Brown Out Black shit for him. I had like a couple hoodies and, you know, a couple hats and shit. I just gave him them joints, and he was like, yo, I was getting ready to leave. He's like, yo, I'm still trying to fuck with you. You know what I mean? So he had me start pulling up to his crib. He had like a little studio set up there, and, you know, I was recording a couple little songs, Me in Love. And then a couple weeks later, that's when I got that text from his assistant, like, yo, pull up to New York.
Yeah.
It's pretty much been like, we've been locked in ever since, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Y'all, like I said, y'all chemistry on tracks that y'all have is like, by the way, I just want you to know, I was at the Rick Ross concert.
Yeah.
And I heard a song that I'm still waiting for. And I think you know.
I know exactly what song you're talking about. And that was the song that I was talking about that I said that I recorded that first day. That was the first song that I did. That was the first song that I did. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. But That's actually on my album. It's called not Subjective Melody. I don't know why I was about to say that. It's called Abolish the Uncertainties.
Yeah.
The song that you're referring to is called Symmetry. Everybody and their mom, like, whenever I post anything, I might get a DM about that song. I might get a comment about that song. Somebody's gonna ask me about it. Right now, I'm just grinding because I know that's gonna be like one of my biggest songs ever. Mm-hmm. So it's just like when we drop it, it just has to be like make sense.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, timing is everything. And this music shit, I know I used to hear that all the time, like timing is everything, but now I'm like experiencing it.
Really
and like,
see
I
it now.
See it like, yo, timing really is everything. You know what I'm saying? You might think this time it was a couple times this year where I'm like, yo, like after La Machina came out, I'm like, bruh, drop my album. What you talking about?
Like, I need to drop too. What we waiting
Drop
on?
my album. What are we waiting on? You know what I mean? And he was telling me, like, yo, bruh, we could put your shit out, but your shit gonna flop. And I'm like, bruh, how?
Damn.
Just like that.
I mean,
just like that. Damn.
It was cut and dry because he like, yo, I'm telling you, like, yeah, we could put your shit out, but it's gonna flop. And I'm like, bruh, no, it's not. My shit fire, but your shit being fire is only half. What's the name of this shit again? This episode? Hard work versus talent.
Yeah.
Your shit could be fire. I know fire ass niggas. I know fire spitters. I know fire ass artists. But they don't put in the work. Mm-hmm. What I did on the tour, what I'm doing now, the shit that I got coming up, is what's gonna make my album pop.
Absolutely.
But I had to learn that though. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, make the fire ass album. That's what he told me. He was like, yo, make the hardest collection of songs you could ever make. We're gonna turn that into an album. We're gonna put it out and you're gonna blow up. All right, cool. But then it was like, well, shit, you got the fire album. Now you got to put the work in. I'm like, bro, you told me to put the work in already. Mm-hmm. What work didn't I put in?
Everything else.
Now I see what he was saying, being on the tour, and how you got to impact people and get those fans. So,
yeah, bro.
So I did have another question.
What's good?
How do you, like, what's your process?
I mean, a lot of the time I hear a beat and I write. I don't I'm not the type of like artist that like I come with pre-written stuff. I hear the beat and I flow to it. You know what I mean? And I usually, honestly, I just let the beat tell me what to say. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I have certain tracks, or I might just have a mindset for a certain project, like this Big Ghost tape. Shout out to Big Ghost as well. With that shit, I just wanted to just like rap for niggas and just tell niggas like, yo, I'm one of the illest. I don't give a fuck like who we talking about. You know what I mean? I might be new, but niggas can't rap with me, bro.
This is a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like, cause it was crazy. Cause I remember when like Crack in the 90s came out on the deluxe, and Stephon Diggs, and I remember like, cause I look at the Twitter and Reddit comments and shit, and the comments on Instagram, and niggas is like, man, who is this nigga? Like he mad regular.
Name popping up on a Conway joint multiple times.
Yeah, like who is this nigga? Like he can't even really rap. And I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, bruh, y'all niggas don't even know what y'all doing right now. Now I'm about to go crazy. And then it was funny because me and Conway had a conversation right after he did the Joe Button podcast, and we was in the hotel. It was just me and him sitting in the hotel room, and he was like, yo, bruh, you go crazy, but like, you know, you got me. I'm already goated. And you got Love, who was sounding like fucking 98 Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? Literally, Love the Genius is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. What are you gonna do to separate yourself from us, to where people will respect your shit? And I was sitting there, and the first thing I did, I left out of there. I called Weez. I was like, yo, bro, just had this conversation with Conway, bro. Like, you know what I mean? This is how it went. The fuck, bro? Like, I don't know if this nigga about to like drop me, or I don't know if he about to like not fuck with me. Like, what should I do? And we was sitting on the phone for like 20 minutes, and we both he was like, yo, you just gotta tell your story. And from there, like ever since then, like that night I wrote Grace.
Damn.
Yeah. That night I wrote Grace, and Conway came to the studio. He heard that shit. He was like, nah, bro, I'm getting on that shit. He went and got on there. He went crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but to answer your question, like I hear that shit, I hear the beat, and that shit just tell me what to say. You know what I mean?
Who do you? Well, I got another question.
Yeah, no, it's good. Ask away. Ask away.
Who do you want to work with?
Nobody. To be honest with you, I
love that answer.
Like for real,
I love that because everybody drops a whole list of names of who they want to work with.
It's niggas that, you know, I'm a big fan of, producer and rapper wise, but I don't like. What I don't like is when rappers come out and then they get associated with certain other rappers, and then you hear them on every project that they own. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, that they put out. I want to make my name off of what I do, and I tell Conway that all the time. He like, yo, I could tell just off of like how you moving.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about working with this person or that person. If we get a song done, shit, salute. Shit, I was in the studio a couple months ago with Freeway and Beanie Siegel, and I'm playing in my album. Freeway is in the corner, listen, just vibing. And mind you, Freeway is he's one of the GOATs, you know what I'm saying? In the corner. Going crazy. I'm like, yo, bruh, there's room for you on that joint. You know what I'm saying? Just let him know.
Yeah.
There's room for you on that.
He
said, yeah, he said, play it back. Shit, played it back. He like, shit, let's do it. He jumped right on that joint, right on the record. Shout out to Free, man. But, you know, it's those moments, you know, that you got to take advantage of. Right. But other than that, I don't give a fuck about none of it.
You rather keep it organic?
I'd rather keep it Jae Skeese. And if niggas wanna work with me, shit, let's get it.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not reaching out to nobody.
Well, could you build your name from you? You're not using nobody else to build your name. That's why I love
it's
that
already
you gave that answer.
I'm already signed to a rapper. I'm signed to a GOAT already. So you know, people already looking at me. Oh yeah, that's Conway artist. And I like to compare myself a lot of the time. Not saying that I'm that person, but I like to compare myself to like J. Cole and Jay-Z.
No, you're up there.
Yeah, you up there.
I mean, thank you.
Of course, you want to keep it humble, but nah.
You know,
I
like to look at it like that because it's like I remember when I first heard J. Cole and he was on A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like who is this nigga? He's spitting, but yo, who is this nigga? And then it was like, oh, that's Jay-Z artist. Oh, he on Rock Nation. Oh shit, okay, yeah, da whatever. But then, you know, he built his name off of what he did. You feel me? Now he's not Jay-Z's artist. He's J. Cole.
J. Cole.
You know what I'm saying?
Now people saying, "Oh, that's J. Cole artist." Like,
yeah,
he
that's
has his
J.
own
Cole.
artist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he signed to Cole.
That's the thing, you know, that I admire about yourself. From like I said, that first time hearing Greight until now, there's a lot of music that comes out, and a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, they like to follow the trend. Right. But your sound is consistent, it's progressive, and it's timeless. Like you don't have to do what they're doing. It's like, man, that was a beautiful time. Like I was listening to you on my way. I was going to ECC at the time. I was listening to that on my way, and like it was like you, and then I would flip back to like Wale's For Lauren. That came out around that time. Yeah. And it was just like, yeah, he's right there. Like I felt like you should be right there with Wale. Right. And I can't wait until the world knows your name.
Oh yeah,
like in a bigger aspect.
For sure. It's on the way, man. It's definitely on the way. And thank you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know it's on the way, but really it's contingent on, you know, the work that I put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we doing right now, you know, with like God Body, Revolver Ocelot, you know, when niggas hear Abolish Uncertainties, when, you know, they hear this big ghost tape, I got Iroquois Pliskin on the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working. So, you know, one thing Conway also tells me all the time is like, yo, you gotta make niggas respect your shit. You can't let up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be a lot of rappers that I'll be tapped in with, and, you know, I may ask people like, yo, like, so what you got, what you working on? Oh shit, you know, I'm about to drop my shit 6 months from now. What are you dropping 6 months from now for? Like, your last shit came out in 2019. You about to drop in 6 months. So what's the date? Put that shit out.
What's in between? Like,
you know
what's stopping you from dropping it right now?
Put that shit out right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, work. You know what I mean? And keep fucking their ass up. Like, niggas hear one thing, they like, oh shit, That's why we put God Body out right after I dropped Revolver Ocelot. Fuck
Word.
that.
It
We
was,
gonna
it was a lot of music.
yeah, we gonna keep fucking these niggas up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right back to back to back. We ain't gonna give niggas a chance to breathe. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep fucking these niggas up. Keep showing these niggas that like I need to be in that conversation. You know.
So
what I mean?
do you record multiple projects simultaneously, or do you?
That's
go,
what
like,
that's what I
sequentially?
did with God Body and Revolver Ocelot, because I was so motivated and behind losing Weeze. Like it was like, and I had never did that before. I had never. Normally in the past when I would record and shit, I would like have an idea like, yeah, this is what I want to do, and then I would just work towards it, as opposed to like working through the whole project. Like, okay, I'm doing this song is going on there, this song, and I'm gonna just do it back to back to back to back. Because I would be afraid of losing creativity. I don't know why I was always like that, but I always thought like it's gonna be one day that's gonna come and I'm not gonna be able to think of nothing. I don't know why I always thought that, but that's what I thought. So I always wanted to kind of pace myself, and that's not true. It's actually, if you work more, you'll get more and more creative.
Yeah, the sharper it is.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as you heard that last.
What you mean?
We're doing too many things at one time. We need to just focus on one thing.
Well, that is true though. That's true too. That is true too, because you can be focused on too many things at once and then not get nothing done. So it's kind of,
As long as you heard that, Journey.
I got you.
Nah, for real. Like, a couple of my close friends are really like that. My one real close friend is like that. Like, he always focuses on 3 different things at once, and he's great at all 3. But if you just focus on this one thing, nigga, you would be the illest. You know what I'm saying? If you just focus on this, you'd be the illest in that. Same thing over here. You know what I mean? So it's a balance. That's all about, like, in search of symmetry. That's why I made that shit in 2013, because life is like a balance. J. Cole said it. You know what I'm saying? Life is a balance. You lose your grip, you can slip into on the best, no doubt. You see these niggas tripping. Like, life is all about having balance. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta find that shit.
And that's funny that you speak on balance. Your girl dad. Yeah. And it's like you doing all these things and you putting all this hard work in, and you still got home to take care of.
Yeah, that's a fact.
How was that balance for you?
It's a battle every day. It's a battle for real, because like, I'll give you the example of yesterday. So I did a merch drop on Saturday, right? And yesterday I had my daughter, and obviously you want to kick it, you know what I'm saying? And she like, Dad, could we play Candyland? And I'm sitting there fulfilling orders. Actually, I just put it up on my Instagram, all them damn orders I took to the post office.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there like, damn, but I gotta get these orders done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, just give me 20 minutes. And then it ended up taking an hour and a half for me to get through, 35 orders, because I'm, bagging everything, I'm shipping it, I'm putting labels on it, getting it ready to go today. I missed, like, my daughter's pre-K graduation, you know what I'm saying, this year, and behind opportunity to meet Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, all the way in Cali. You know what I mean? Like, it's a balance, bro. Like, but where I'm at in my career right now, it's like a lot of the time I have to think about my career. Not saying that it comes before my daughter, but if it's certain things like that's gonna put me in position to do other things. That's ultimately is gonna benefit Nas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tenfold. So it's tough making those decisions, man, but I just try to make sure whenever I am here and I got time, I'm just spending it where I never tell her no.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like being with her and spending time and shit, like if she want to be with me, shit, come on over. You feel me? Like, but I'm not gonna lie, this shit comes with a lot of sacrifice, and that's what I was saying to you earlier. Like, going back to that New York trip, I think when I dipped, cause me and Love took my truck, I dipped, nigga. I ain't really had no bread. I ain't had no money. I didn't even know where we was gonna stay at. We just jumped in the truck and went. You feel me? But fuck that. Like, I gotta get it, bro. I've been wanting this shit my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So all those sacrifices, it's gonna pay off. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. Whatever I gotta miss out on right now, shit, my daughter will benefit from it. My mom will. My daughter's mother.
Absolutely.
All the people that, you know what I'm saying, I love and I care about. I gotta take that sacrifice right now. And motherfuckers gonna be mad. Motherfuckers gonna feel away. It's gonna be your peoples it's gonna be doubting you. It's gonna be your people's gonna be telling you ain't doing the right thing. Like you gonna feel like you're not doing the right thing. All that when you on the way. Like I've dealt with so many I've dealt with every emotion. Lost my best friend. My grandfather passed this year. Mad highs, mad lows. But I'm still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Every day. It's not even like a question. I wake up every day and I'm doing something towards music. It don't matter if I'm writing something. It don't matter if I'm contacting somebody about some artwork that I need done. Everything. Because I'm a one-person team. I don't have a manager. So everything that you see on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, that's all me. You feel me? So it's a lot of sacrifice. But it's for the greater good at the end of the day. And I've always been like a big picture thinker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro. For real, man.
Nah, no doubt.
Honestly,
Thank you, bro.
No doubt.
Damn, that was
Matt, start rapping. I'm tired of playing with you, Matt. Start rapping, all right? Going in the closet. Drop. Put your mic in there. Drop some lyrics.
Questions? It's time for our question segment.
All right, before you go on that, Skeese, to catch you up, like we said, we do different segments.
Okay.
So we got, of course, the talk on Instagram. If you follow our Instagram, every Thursday we drop questions.
Okay.
For like our viewers and stuff to participate. And then we got the word of the day. So right now he about to do the questions now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did this with OJ,
Yeah.
and I think it'd be best if we ask you some of the questions that we asked the people
Okay.
that follow us. So, if you could describe how this year was for you in 3 phrases or 3 words, whichever you prefer.
3 phrases. Let me see. This is crazy. Why the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
And yo, I can't believe this shit. This is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
3.
That's a good way to bring it back around. Right. I know you said you wasn't really tuned in, but I wanted to ask you what was your favorite episode of this season, and you can say this episode right now if you wanted to. Shit.
This episode right here. For real. I'm really enjoying this conversation that I'm having with y'all, for real.
Thank you.
And then, what are some expectations you have for 2022?
Expectations that I have is to definitely be considered one of the greatest rappers of all time. Hands down. Like between these projects that I got coming out and everything that I know I'm gonna make along the way. Like I want to be considered one of the best, and I want to continue to just expand my fan base. I want to continue to inspire people and just continue to build on this success that I've already built. You feel me? And just, man, be the best dad to my daughter I can be.
I love it.
I got something else to say.
Okay.
So, a lot of people consider, Nas a god in rap, right? For the longest time, I had a very hard time getting with that first album of his that everybody considers like top tier for a very, very long time. And it was never like the same with you. And you're like up there with him. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, well, thank you, bro. I think a lot of people too, like with Illmatic, it's
esoteric.
It's the production, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like you don't bring those producers together on one album, and it's your debut album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's, I think, part of it. But Nas is also one of the illest.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Pen-wise. Like, nobody was rapping like Nas at that time.
Yeah.
So, but I understand what you're saying, though. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Nah, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Do you have a word of the day?
I do have a word of the day.
You know he got a word today. Like, I can't have
Better come with that heat, man.
Okay, so it's not the craziest.
It's 16. He got
word.
words of the day.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyway,
So it's not esoteric?
No, it's not esoteric. Anyways, the word I chose today in honor of Skeese is creed.
Oh, word.
Since
That's
for your brand
fire.
and everything. So for our listeners and our viewers, creed is a set of beliefs or aims which guide someone's actions. Creed.
It's also a niche house for a fragrance.
And then I have a sentence that I think just sounds cool as shit. So here we are. A creed without defenders is lifeless.
That's That's
I
the
gave
best
him that, by the way.
sentence that
Clap it
you
up for Coach.
given.
I gave him that. I gave him that. You know, I helped him out with that. I'm just saying.
That's fire.
Where's the blowhorn? We need the blowhorn. Like, blowhorn. There's the blowhorn.
That's
Never mind.
fire.
about to say that's the ball.
Yeah. Well, 1845 on me.
That's water. He don't drink either.
That's water.
Yeah.
Polar Spring, 1845.
45. So
We need a double shot of water. Double shot of water, neat. That's what I said. Double shot of water, neat.
But yeah, man, we appreciate you coming out, sitting down, talking with us.
No doubt. Thank
Nah,
you for
man,
having
this
me.
was a great last episode. I wouldn't want to end this
Great
season any
season
other
finale.
way.
Amazing
For real.
season finale.
probably one of my favorite episodes.
Honestly.
Definitely. I would have loved to have a gift. Myself.
Be all
But
right,
you
bro.
know,
You know, Laz, black
is
people
the
can't
gift
never
for
do
the
nothing on time. I'm
This the gift
just
for the
saying,
pod.
you know, black people
this
can't
is
do
a
stuff
gift.
on time.
This
you
is
know.
a gift.
It's a
Yeah.
gift.
This is a gift. Yeah.
Matter of fact, yeah, Laz, this is your gift. Whoever got Laz, return your stuff. Return it. This is good.
Oh, I know
Look,
it's Jalen.
Jay like, yeah, I put this together for a reason. He like, I put this together for a reason.
I just want to say to y'all boys too, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wasn't tuned in, but I'm definitely tuned in now. And you know, I wish y'all boys a lot of success with the podcast, man. Y'all got a good thing here, so continue
Appreciate
doing
that,
it,
bro.
you know?
Appreciate that.
Word.
You could have been anywhere in the world.
Wait. Hey.
He said, "Wait."
Abolish uncertainties on the way.
Oh yeah, it's on
On
the
the
way.
way.
It's on the
Yes,
way.
yes.
It's done. So
It's done.
It's done.
Oh,
It's
yes.
on the
Anything
way.
else you want to shout out?
Yeah, I
You
was
want
about
to
to
tell
say
the people?
anything else you want to plug?
yeah, I mean,
Anything you
of
got
course.
coming up?
You know, I got some other stuff in the pipeline, but you know, of course, shout out to Drumwork Music. Shout out to Love the Genius, SK the King, Lucky 7, my man Chad. Shout out to BSF. Shout out to First Class, Ocho, 4 is up, 8571, FCTTPC, First Class with the money. You know, all my niggas, man. Shout out to all my niggas, and you know, shout out to Buffalo, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is a beautiful thing y'all got, and this is Buffalo shit at the end of the day, which is fire.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going home to listen to Red October now. It's over. Y'all don't know about that Red October. I'm going to listen to Red October.
That's throwing it way back.
Yeah, they don't know about that one right there.
Word.
Thank you, bro.
You already know.
Nothing in the town that you got? Anything for us to look forward to?
I mean, see, I got a few different things, but I just don't want to talk about it yet because I haven't announced it yet.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
that's
So,
understanding.
You know, it's just know I got a few things on the way before the end of the year.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
Soon
sir.
come.
That's
sir.
2 weeks from now.
I was about to say, wait, before the end of the year.
Yeah, before the end of the year, you know what I mean?
You heard it here first.
I'm working every day.
Before the year's over, Skeese got something for y'all.
You heard it here
Yes,
first.
sir.
Ain't letting up.
As always, like,
Well,
comment,
hold
subscribe.
on.
Still going.
Nah, I was just saying, like, this was the last episode of this season, and I
We
just
gotta
wanted
thank
to
the
say, damn, we did it. We had season 2 at the end of season 2.
End of season
15
2.
more episodes.
We almost didn't make it into season.
Y'all
2.
know what that mean,
I
right?
was about to punch somebody in the face.
After this episode is over, fuck that group chat. Don't text that shit. Don't text that shit last. Do not text that shit at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's okay. I'm just call Sojourner at 6 o'clock in the morning.
There you go.
Just
It's
because
a
we
good
ending the season
time.
don't mean the work got to stop.
The
Man,
work
you heard
doesn't
the man
stop.
every day.
The work doesn't stop.
Every day.
Shut your ass up.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Word up.
All that good shit.
We
Thank
are
you
WTTV
for
Jae Skeese.
Whatever you,
This is an
if you
amazing
listen to
time.
every single
Here you go. Hit it. Shut up. Hit
episode,
it.
listen to every single.
You could have been anywhere in the world.
But you hear it.
But
live.
you here with us, Laz. I swear to God.
Gang.
And we appreciate it.
We out.